Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is my Friday, the beginning of the rest of your all's week. Gotta love call center hours. Excuse me. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels. And folks, before we get started this morning, a few disclaimers. First of all, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, somewhere around midnight for the UK and other countries. We are going live because Monday, we've got some news for the Stop the Shock campaign as well as Stop the Spectrum 10K campaign. As always, we also have Justice for JD news as well. So please go ahead and be there. Also, you are going to find the link in the description in regards to the document we are going over, as well as the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistica Hoya's massive archive, the templates. For the love of God, people, fill out your name. Click on your senator. It's that simple. It takes 2 minutes. Please spare 2 minutes for neurodiverse people and disabled people this morning, okay? Also, we have the change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition because let's face it, the only way we're going to stop these bastards is to bury them? Nope, sorry, Freudian slip there. To close them down. All right, there. We got the disclaimers out. Remember, folks, it's stupid o'clock in the morning. My brain is still mush from yesterday. Although, thanks to all your well wishes and help, I did have a spectacular end of the day. That being said, though, brain is still sludge. So, folks, if I stumble over any words horribly or pause at random moments, my apologies in advance. Okay, so we are going of. God, they cross out a lot in this report. Summary of blank grand jury materials. $5 says Matthew Israel. I'd have to have $5, but you get where I'm going with this here. I spend it on football, okay? I've spent it on my NFL Game Pass, and I regret nothing. Moving on. The summary of grand jury materials. The monitor had an opportunity to review grand jury materials as part of his official duties, but pursuant to order to disclose grand jury materials, the monitor will not discuss the contents of the materials in this report. Of course. Why would you want him to discuss what he's actually seeing in the videos? We can't let that get out now, can we, Judge? Too bad the Andre McCollum's lawsuit let that cat out of the bag, right? Investigations completed following the incident. Oh God, JRC internal investigation. Are y'all ready for the load of crap that they're getting ready to spew? Let's just brace ourselves for it here. Let's take a moment. Alright, we're about to read a line of garbage. JRC internal investigation. Robert Duquette, the Director of Human Resources for the Judge Rotenberg Center, completed the internal report on or about September the 21st, 2007. Why so long after the incident? That's almost a month from when it actually occurred. Now, is this an internal report at the end of an investigation? Sometimes, Judge, you give too much information. Other times, you don't give enough. Duquette interviewed the 6 staff members who were at the Stoughton residence, the 5 DVR monitoring center staff, and the 2 students involved. Nursing reports were not mentioned. I'd be very interested to see what it was they marked out there. DEEC report. Angela Gross completed the investigation and report on the behalf of the Department of Early Education and Care on November 1st, 2007. She interviewed the Director of Student Services, 5 mental health assistants, the Director of Clinical Services, the Assistant Executive Director, 3 DVR monitoring staff, a crisis and security specialist, a clinician, a nurse, and the Director of Quality Control. You mean all of those who are internal, right? See, how can an investigation be done well when you are part of a center that is known for covering its own ass? You have to forgive me if I don't believe you. She reviewed DSS 51A reports, critical injury reports, 3 resident files, internal investigation, staff records and training, DVR monitoring, logs for the night of the incident, GED policies, and notification procedures. Good for her! The fact that she went through all of that, the fact that she's worked there as long as she has, and she believes. Let's not go there, Tiff. We got to read through this here. In its report, DEEC created a list of compliance issues for JRC to address. The fact that they exist is a compliance issue when it comes to human rights. I'm just putting it out there. Don't take my word for it. Go look at the UN document. Sometime thereafter, the document is undated. JRC filed a response to statements of outstanding compliance issues. The response addressed issues of termination of the staff found responsible for abuse, neglect, and providing false information to investigators. But weren't you trying to excuse them, Judge? Just more backpedaling, trying to cover their ass. The response also outlined revisions to JRC's policies and procedures regarding the use of the GED, emergency medical care, body checks, reporting student injuries, retraining on telephone policies, monitoring, delayed consequences, program opportunities, training and experiences of supervisory level staff, supervision, emergency notification, mandated reporting, and monitoring of DVR staff. In other words, you're telling them to continue as is. Because let's face it, folks, where in there does it say that maybe we should stop this? Nowhere. Oh, it's not the treatment that's the problem, it's the staff. No, it's the fucking so-called treatment that's the problem. And if you can't see that, Judge, thank God you're retired and you live in Massachusetts. I hope nobody ever uses you to cover their own ass again. DPPC report. Sienna Miller completed the investigation and report on behalf of the Disabled Persons Protection Commission on January 8, 2008. She interviewed 43 individuals, including the victims, representatives from the Department of Social Services in Massachusetts and Virginia, police detectives, a probate court judge, the JRC staff involved in the incident, the investigator for the DEEC, and other employees and management for JRC. She reviewed records from the Disabled Persons Protection Commission, the Stoughton Police Department, and the Department of Social Services, the JRC, and the Bristol County Probate Court. I'd be interested to see where exactly this so-called commission falls in regards to these so-called treatments in and of itself. I find it very interesting that this judge has insisted that the only can focus on this incident and not the behavior of the center itself. Just saying. What kind of pressure? And I know it's political pressure because I know they probably told them only focus at the incident at hand. But I want to know why the culture, the environment that allowed this incident to happen was considered not worthy of investigation. Just saying. Interview with the board of directors for the JRC. August 26, 2011, the monitor met with JRC's board of directors at the school during one of their regular meetings. The board consists of 5 members, although they reported that they would like to expand the size and that they have a list of 7 candidates. The board recognized the seriousness of the events of August 2007 and explains that they are all notified anytime a serious incident occurs at the school, such as elopement or hospitalization. The members commended the JRC staff for dealing with serious behaviors that one does not see anywhere else. Oh, for the love of God, here we go again. Oh, but they need this. They're out of control. You fuckers would think I was out of control. Moving on, sorry. It gets on my last nerve. It is so tired. And it's so full of bullshit and has been disproven so many times. God. Moving on. Educating students who were never able to receive an education prior to placements because of the seriousness of their behaviors. Oh my freaking God. Really? Really? Because Jennifer Masumba sits getting out of that hellhole seems to be doing just fine. So have the other survivors. Seems to me they didn't learn anything at that center other than fear and self-hatred. Handling the difficult situation of August 2007 and many difficult situations that have occurred since that incident. Can we stop regurgitating the same tired, disproven bullshit, Judge? Please? God. And board, you are so full of delusion, I don't even know what to tell you. Your delusions are on the level of AH. Possibly even higher. The board is interested in making themselves more accessible to the direct care staff and the parents of the JRC students. But not the students themselves, of course not. You don't want these board members actually knowing what your staff and administrators get up to now, do you? Immediately following the incident at issue, the board had discussed appointing one member to be a liaison with the staff, but the idea fell to the wayside over time. The board members each affirmed their desire to make changes at the board level that will improve the safety of the students at the JRC. The monitor discussed with them the idea of having an ombudsman figure at JRC. Okay. We're going to go ahead and close out with that one, folks. So, they're basically talking in this one about mainly the meeting of the board, where the board basically blows smoke up the staff and everybody's ass, telling them their shit doesn't stink, and praising them of their so-called handling of this very messed up situation, when pretty much all that they did was do everything that they could to cover their own ass. No addressing of the culture that actually created this situation in the first place. No addressing of, hey, maybe this culture, this whole treatment system we've come up with is morally, horribly, very fucking wrong. Oh no, oh no. This situation was messed up, but there's nothing wrong with treating freaking disabled people like less than animals. And they're not getting educated anywhere else. And you won't see situations like this anywhere. Oh my freaking God. Quit. Does your hand hurt for patting yourself on the back from your level of delusions? I mean, really? Did you sprain it? How sore is your ass after trying to keep it so clean? One does wonder. One does wonder. The fact of the matter is, to this day, like a freaking narcissist, the JRC refuses to accept responsibility for anything. They created this culture of torture and fear and trauma. And they continue to insist that this is what people like me, like other disabled people, that this is what we need in order to learn. Well, my question is, what exactly is it that you all really want us to learn? Fear? Compliance without question? Ever? Even when it's in our own interest? Yeah. This judge is doing absolutely nothing to hold the JRC accountable. They are using the staffs that was part of this incident as the scapegoats and putting all the blame on them. It's garbage. And the way this report is going so far, it is not going to stop an incident like this or any other incident from taking place in that freaking horror shop of terrors. And with that thought, folks, we're going to go ahead and close out for this morning. Now, we don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this topic. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.